Hey folks, how you doing? Happy Monday. That's right, it's Monday. Whatever day it is. Is it the 11th? Well, if it is the 11th, then happy Remembrance Day. Right? On the 11th day, the 11th month, the 11th hour, and the 11th minute, and all that stuff. The bells ring to remember those who fought in World War I, especially those who fought and fell in World War I to protect the freedom of the nations that were fighting against the Austro-Hungarian and German and Italian forces. Right? So, it might be the 11th. Anyway, whatever day it is, happy days. And I hope you're. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. How you doing? How you doing? So, wow. What I should also say is, happy all-time highs of Bitcoin again, right? Now, here's the thing. People yesterday were chasing that dragon. We could see so many over-leveraged longs when it was going up there, past 80 and then past 81. And Alpha Trading, we were posting very clearly, FOMO chasers are about to get hurt. They're about to get wrecked. We even gave very clear targets in our Discord. Very clear targets, like to the dollar, about where the probabilities said it was likely to go. And it went exactly there, right, to the dollar. Which is, again, something you know how to do when you read the VEPs, as we do. And that is, again, why for some people who want to learn how to read the VEPs clearly and take actions clearly and be on the winning side of the vast majority of their trades and be consistently profitable as traders, we're offering private tutoring through Alpha Trading. Our co-founders are offering private tutoring, not all of them, but some. Right? I like sharing information and helping people learn how to trade. So am I happy to help you learn how to trade? Yeah, absolutely. And we can have that conversation if you want. You just ask me about it. I'm happy to have that conversation with you and let you know how that works. But most importantly, when you look at the weekly time frame of Bitcoin, and as I've been telling you guys for many weeks already, once this thing begins its mean reversion and as confirmed to the 3012 RMLR, which is currently at around 93K, there's every probability we're going to see it complete that mean reversion, possibly even by the end of this month or early in December, if not by the end of the year. Well, it appears we're getting very close there now, right? Remember in the summer, the asset was down around 49K at some point at the low. In another 10K or so, if it completes the mean reversion this week or in a couple weeks from now, it'll basically have doubled that, right? If the mean reversion happens around 94 or whatever K, right? It's 100% gain in a few months, almost 100% gain in a few months. It's pretty astounding for Bitcoin. right? Yes, it is the most volatile asset. Yes, it has given the most returns. But considering it's already in its, the end of its 15th year of running on the network, it's already in the 16th year since the white paper, but still in the 15th year since the network went live, that it still has moves like that and likely will for the foreseeable future, for many years, is remarkable. At least it will have those kind of moves as long as there is still a significant demand for an asset whose supply is greatly diminished. Is there barely any left, right? The world is fighting over who gets to control a few percent of the Bitcoin, because most of it's already owned by people who aren't going to sell it. So people are really fighting over, about 1 million Bitcoin. Maybe in certain times there'll be up to 2 million or 3 million available temporarily. In other words, whales will sell at highs and then they'll scoop them back up at lows, right? And you'll see that continually, but there's never going to be another period of time when there's 10 million Bitcoin available and or unmined that are effectively available for mining, right? Not all at once, obviously, but it's not likely to happen again that you're ever going to see another period of time when you have more than 2 or 3 million or 4 million or 5 million Bitcoin available on the market. That's just probably never going to happen again. And like in actual circulation, trading wise, right? That's why so many companies are thrilled to sell you paper versions as ETFs and other kinds of derivatives, where they say this promissory note says that your Bitcoin is worth, whatever amount, that your paper is worth whatever amount of Bitcoin it says it's worth. But it doesn't actually mean that it's worth that, right? I just saw the cutest thing. A dog wearing socks on all his paws. Hilarious. Like hand stitched. You could see they were made by him. Anyway. So the mean reversions, yes, there is mean reversion to the upside at the moment on the weekly time frame. And it is very likely to complete over the coming weeks. Does that mean we're going to the moon, baby, at 150K or 200K immediately? Well, not necessarily. Okay. In fact, if you look at lower time frames, you're far more likely to see what we saw yesterday and the day before and the day before that. Lots of pumps and dumps on low time frames, because there is constantly buy pressure and sell pressure. Okay? What makes a person or a trader decide to buy or sell at any given moment is really in the head of that person who pushes the buy or sell button, or the robot that does it. Some of it's random, right? Some of it is they think it's calculated. It's usually not, if they're people. And some of it is very well calculated if they're alpha traders who use the VEPs, or bots at high frequency trading firms that use the VEPs, right? So, there's this cool construction site here happening at this ecology park. Maybe someday I'll show it. I don't know. Anyway. So, point is, there are always going to be distributions and mean reversions. There are always going to be hills and valleys. There's always going to be positive returns and negative returns, and divergence between the returns and the price action. And when you have those divergences, that's when you get nice setups for nice moves. And sometimes it can be pretty obvious, like yesterday, when we saw the asset piling on and piling on and piling on, and more people were just buying and buying and buying, convincing themselves, oh, it's going to the moon now. May as well 10 exit here. Oh, hell, I'll 40 exit. And then it moved and took tons and tons and tons of people's money and liquidated a lot of people pretty swiftly, because people are greedy and they think they can read the market better with their feelings than they can with the facts about the highly relevant maths. So I don't know why anybody would want to trade with feelings over facts of highly relevant maths, but it seems a lot of people do. And it's a darn tootin' shame, because they're losing a lot of assets, losing a lot of opportunity. They really are just, ultimately harming their bottom line and their ability to trade well and to make any significant gains. And it's a shame, because a lot of people really miss out on opportunities of a lifetime because of that. And I don't mean everybody should be in trading. No, I mean people who are trying to trade, doing their very best, they're missing the opportunities when they lose on what could be very significant gains. Right? They're harming their interests because of greed. Do I remember you? Oh, hey there, how you doing? Well, hello and welcome back. Hey, here comes a big friendly dog I know. Okay. How you doing, buddy? Yes, hello. Good boy. Good boy. How you doing? Oh, good. This is a good dog. Who's a good dog? So big now. I know. He's huge. He's huge. Look at his paws. He's a good boy. See you, buddy. See you. Him too. Yeah, it's amazing. He's fair. He's beautiful. See you. This is tiny little. You're from Sri Lanka? I know, man. I know. Hello, Sri Lanka. I just saw this dog who was this tiny little adorable puppy that a year and a few months ago, he was like, he fit in your little hand. He would fit in your hand. He was so tiny. I'd chase around my dog, who was like, a giant dog, and he could like climb on his tail. Hilarious. And now that dog is at least half the size of my dog, in probably more in weight and in height and everything. In height, he's almost as tall. He's a very large dog. He's super friendly. I love dogs. Anyway, off topic again. I know I get distracted a lot by animals, but what are you gonna do? I love animals. So please do not be one of the people that gets wrecked trying to outsmart the market just because you think you have some way of doing it better than the actually highly relevant maths, right? The likelihood is you don't. Let's just be clear about that. The likelihood is you will not be able to outsmart the market that way. You just won't. Okay? And if you think you will, you're really just kidding yourself. Why am I so confident of that? Well, statistics, my dear boy. Statistics. You might not enjoy them, but they are a very important fact of life. Statistics, just like bougainvillea flowers, statistics will show you that most people cannot outperform the market. And it's certainly not when they try to use tricks, right? What kind of tricks? Like voodoo TA, right? When you use voodoo TA, you are setting yourself up for disaster. How do I know that? Well, I know that because, yes, I see you messaged me and your dad is in New Zealand. I know that because, again, statistics are numbers we can use and we can see the data. We know how many people enter the market. We know how many people roughly are trading. We know that the number of people trading is a certain amount. We know that that certain amount of people, of that certain amount of people, how many get wrecked. We know all these numbers. We know how much they get wrecked by. Right? We know how much money they lose. All that stuff. It's all well documented. So to pretend as if that's not happening, when we know 100% that it is just fooling yourself. And that's not something I'm going to do. On a happy positive note, please reply to your message in Messenger. What Messenger? I don't know what Messenger you're talking about. But anyway, if I see any messages in Messenger, I don't know what that is. I don't know what Messenger you mean. But if I see a message from you, I will certainly do that. You can reach out to me on Twitter if you want, or leave me a message in the comments here. Or you can find me any number of ways, right? See my links in the About Me page. There's plenty of links there.